Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back. All right, I got a lot of dupes for you today, and some of these are my absolute favorite from the drugstore. So if you like any of these high-end items and you're looking to save some money, or if you're just looking for some other options, I got a bunch here that I think you're really gonna love. So I'm probably gonna have to do a part 2 and part 3 because going through my collection and just like thinking of all the really good dupes or kind of buy this, not that, there are a lot of them. I'm gonna start off with something that is absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the brand or not, but it's Dossier. So if you haven't heard of them, they do fragrances, so it's a more affordable option for high-end fragrances, for example. So the YSL Black Opium, I absolutely love this perfume. It is one of my favorites. The fragrance family is warm and spicy, and then the scent type is warm and sweet gourmand. So black coffee, white flowers, and vanilla. I don't really smell like a ton of coffee, but it does say that it is emboldened by the strong scent of coffee and captivates the senses with a sweet vanilla base and a burst of floral at the heart of the fragrance. So that is definitely what I smell. It's like very sweet and rich, creamy and cozy, and such a perfect winter fragrance. It is a very popular fragrance. So Dossier has Floriental Vanilla, which is a dupe for YSL Black Opium for $29. And I've tried a few of these fragrances now, and they're all really good. I'll link some of my other ones down below. So this is 1.7 ounces, and you get this bottle for $29, where this is 1 fluid ounce, and it's $78. So if you wanted to try some more like luxury perfumes, but you don't want to spend a ton of money, definitely check out the Dossier perfumes. They're really, really good. And I like that when they send it to you, they also send like a little sample. So if you don't like it, you can return it. A concealer that I've loved for many years now is the Tarte Shape Tape. I have the regular, and I also have the creamy, which I really like more in the winter, like when your skin gets extra dry. This is $30 now. I feel like when it first came out, it was definitely like $25 or maybe even less than that. But it's $30. That's so expensive. It's nice to have something that you can reach for that is a fraction of that at $7. You can even get this for $6 at Target. And this is the e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. It's really good. So the shades that I find to be most comparable are the Light Sand is comparable to the Warm Fair from e.l.f. And then the Light Sand is more comparable to like the Light Medium or the Light Medium Sand from Tarte. Great option at a fraction of the cost. I have the e.l.f. on this side and the Tarte on this side, and I can't tell a difference at all. And it lasts just as long. With the Tarte, there might be a little bit more coverage, and they definitely have more shades to choose from. But such a good option. I think that it's a total dupe. Check it out. I was on the hunt for a while for a brow pencil that I liked as much as the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I had heard that the NYX one was a dupe. Checked that out. Checked it out. Could not find a color for me. It was either like too light, too dark, or super warm brown. And I have like more cool toned hair, or I like my eyebrows a little bit more cool toned. I don't want them looking chocolatey, and I don't want them to be black. So I found the CoverGirl eyebrow pencil, and I get this shade Soft Brown. Unfortunately, there's only a few colors of this, but this has been my go-to. It glides on so creamy. It gives that nice coverage. I used it on this brow today. And as far as like a color match, the Brow Wiz color that I get is the medium brown, which I love, 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 but it's $22. I'm sorry, it's $23. So I think like special occasion and stuff like that, yeah, but if you're just wanting to put your brows on every day, I do reach for my CoverGirl because I like it just as much. The Brow Wiz is a little bit better as far as like, it has more of a wax to it and maybe like a longer staying power. I don't know if it's that or it's like it makes the brows look a little bit more realistic. You let me know down below. On this side, I have the Brow Wiz. And the CoverGirl you can get for like $6.49 to $8.99 depending on where you shop, like if you do Walmart or Target versus Ulta. Another favorite. I had been on the hunt for a dupe for Becca Champagne Pop when I heard that it was going to be discontinued. So I was searching high and low. I even made a reel about it, trying to find a shade that was very similar. And I came across the Milani's Baked Highlighters, and at first I was thinking, these look like they're going to be very powdery, like it's not even going to be close. but this is the shade Champagne Diora, and I am absolutely in love with it. So I have Champagne Diora on this side today, and I have Champagne Pop on this side. The Champagne Pop is a little bit more like wet and dewy, but not by much. So if you're looking for a dupe and you don't want to spend $38 for a full size, you can get the mini for $22. So it's actually Smashbox by Becca now, or Smashbox times Becca Champagne Pop. You can get this. Honestly, I feel like for highlighters going forward, I would probably purchase the minis for things that are more expensive with powder products, because it just takes forever for me to get through them, because I don't like to stick to one product. I'm always bouncing around through my collection. But the Milani you can pick up anywhere from $9.99 to $10.99. So if you've been eyeing this, or you're just looking for a good, more affordable option, check out the Champagne Diora by Milani. So sponges. I have looked for so long for a sponge that wasn't super like hard and like tough on the face, because honestly, I prefer a brush to do my foundation. The only thing I like a sponge for is to do my under eyes sometimes with concealer, or if I'm looking to like kind of tone down a highlighter, or if I'm looking to go in with a little setting spray and just kind of smooth out any creasing, or if I just need to kind of get in there, I like a sponge. But the Beautyblender is 20 bucks for one little sponge. So I've been using the Paw-Paw Wonder Blend. They are so squishy, so soft. They're just so perfect. I'm absolutely in love with them. You can get a 6-pack on Amazon. I think you can even get them at like Walmart for under $10. It's like $9.95. Why would you spend 20 bucks on a beauty blender? It just doesn't make sense. So they are super soft and not like that hard. Like I did like the Real Techniques for a while, but it is so much harder. When you try these, you are going to fall in love. I wasn't sure if I was going to include this one, but I did it on my eyes today, so I figured why not, because it is a really good option. It's hard to find dupes for like high-end palettes, although ColourPop does make a lot that are like similar color stories to other palettes, but I thought this was a good one to mention because the Anastasia Modern Renaissance is such a staple palette, and it's been such a loved palette for so long, and it's got such a beautiful like bronzy and berry, including like neutral tones, color story. Came across the Milani Gilded Nude. I wanted to try more drugstore eyeshadow palettes to see if they were any good, especially like when you're traveling and stuff. Sometimes I don't want to bring a really nice palette and then deal with having it crack. So it was nice to find something that's very similar color story. So this has a lot of mattes, shimmering rosy pinks, and chocolatey browns, and it blends so nice. It has so much to choose from, $19.99, whereas the Modern Renaissance palette goes for $45. So if you like these tones and you want to check out a drugstore version, I think definitely check out the Gilded Nude. You will like it. It has some more like deeper purples, and I really love this color up there called Detox, and then like a couple other colors. So it does offer, I think, a little bit more of a shade variety, which I really enjoy. So speaking of eye products and eyeshadows and sparkly things, I really, really love eye glitters, but the Stila ones, I like the Glitter and Glow. They're $24 for one tube. I was able to find a dupe for one of my favorites. This is the Kit and Karma Stila Eye Glitters. The shade is Pinky Swear, and it is exactly the same shade. So $6, sign me up for that. They have so many good colors. They have like a really pretty gold. I love this like black diamond one. They have a really pretty copper one. They have so many different shades to choose from. They've been adding more shades, which is great. The only thing I will say is that they do tend to dry down and separate ones just a little bit, but for such a huge price difference, for $6, they are so worth it. Last week on the channel, I reviewed the new e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. I'll put it up on the screen if you didn't get a chance to see it. But I wanted to review it because everyone was talking about it. I feel like, is this going to be one of those overhyped things? Or is this the new next L'Oreal Lash Paradise? It wasn't, but it is still a good mascara, I think. I would say I'd give it like almost a 4 out of 5. Going through some of my mascaras, I realized a huge similarity with the applicators. So on the bottom there is the Too Faced Damn Girl. On the top is the e.l.f. Big Mood. I thought, these look very similar. Let me see if it is a dupe. I only have the mini of the Damn Girl. It's not my favorite high-end mascara by any means, if I'm just being honest. But these are very similar and they perform very similar. So on my right side, I have the Damn Girl, and on this, I have the Big Mood. So if you are a fan of the Too Faced Damn Girl, you might really like the Big Mood. Or if you like a big fluffy applicator, check out the Big Mood. This is $8 and this is $27 for the full size, and for the mini, $15. In my opinion, not worth it. One thing I'll mention, and I mentioned this in my review video, is that I do have some flaking when I use the e.l.f. Big Mood, and I hate it. I hate it for the lower lashes. Just gonna say it. Doesn't work good, but I wouldn't expect something with a really big bulky wand to be able to get in there and like precisely coat each lash without making a huge mess underneath. Like, I used it on this lower lash today and it doesn't look good at all. I had to go in and wipe it away, and then I had to redo my lower eyeshadow because it just made a mess. So we're gonna finish up strong today with some lip products. There are so many good drugstore dupes for more high-end lipsticks and glosses. I have 3 here that I want to share. Which do I want to start with? We'll start with the Fenty Gloss Bomb Cream. Let me find it here. So my favorite shade is the Fenty Glow, which is like a universal nude pretty much. So this is the cream. This is the Gloss Bomb Cream. It is extremely similar to the consistency, the way it performs, the way it goes on, the way it feels, the color payoff to the lifter glosses, the ones that don't have the glitters. Reef and Stone are 2 of my favorites, and they are just so beautiful. They glide on so smooth, so moisturizing. My camera just died, so I had to change out the batteries. So the lifter glosses are anywhere between like $7.50 and $9.99, somewhere in there. Ulta is always more expensive for some reason. The Fenty Gloss Bomb Cream is $21, huge savings. I'm the type of person where I do enjoy a higher end product, but to use it every day and to keep up with that, I do like a good drugstore product for everyday use. And then maybe like on special occasions, I'll use the Fenty, or I'll use a more expensive foundation. Some of my favorite plumping glosses are the Buxom ones, the full-on, I like the full-on lip cream. I always get like White Russian and Dolly and Pink Champagne. I feel like I always get the same 3 whenever there's a sale, or like during Christmas and stuff, they have like a holiday kit. I love to get it at that time too, but I was trying out the Milani Keep It Full glosses that I've been loving, and as soon as I put them on, I was like, this reminds me of something. And then I swatched them, did like a little side by side, and then just like based on like the tingling and the way they feel and the way they look and the consistency, they are like spot on. I feel like the same thing. Milani has some that are shimmery, some that aren't shimmery. All the ones that I have pretty much except for Champagne. Actually, Champagne has a little bit of a shimmer, which I like a little bit of a shimmer. So these are some of the ones that I like. I'm gonna list and link all shades down below so you know what shades I'm sharing. The Buxom ones are $21 each unless you pick them up during a sale. Milani ones are such a good option, and they're between like $8.99 and $9.99. To me, they do the same thing, so I'm gonna reach for the Milani ones more. And speaking of expensive, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is the Nude Pink Original. I just have it in the mini because I like to get it when it's on sale, and I always like to get the set of the liner and the little lipstick mini for like $25. I'm not wearing it every day, but I do really enjoy it and I love it. It's such an iconic color, and when Milani launched the color fetish, everybody was talking about how the consistency and like the way it goes on and how it's a matte but it's like super moisturizing was very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. So the shade Secret is the shade that I have on today, and then I put the Milani Champagne over it just to give a little bit of more moisture and like a sheen. But Secret is pretty darn close of a dupe to that. And then also if you want something like a little bit more pinky, The shade Peony is very simpler too. This is in the Floral collection of Milani. And then if you want something that's more creamy, the CoverGirl in Sultry Sienna is also a really nice dupe color-wise. I really like the CoverGirl lipsticks. I've been getting into them more lately, and they're very creamy and moisturizing. They kind of remind me of the other Milani lipsticks. I'll put it up on the screen. I can't think of it. Formula-wise, it's very similar. And the Milani lipsticks, depending on where you get them, if you go to Target, it's going to be like $7.99. If you go to Ulta, it's going to be like $9.99. When I got these, I basically was just getting them wherever they have them because it's always getting sold out. And then the CoverGirl, I feel like it's harder to find. I think I got this off Walmart, but you might be able to find it at like Amazon and maybe at the drugstore. For some reason, I can't find it on the Target site or the Ulta site, but it's just about $6. And if you want more beauty content, I'm gonna go ahead and put up on the screen my drugstore favorites. Comment down below, let everyone know what your favorite dupes are, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.